All right, this is the Bose Solo 2. That's the one up here, and I just got it. It was an impulse buy at Sam's. I've been looking for a good sound bar because the current one that I'm using, which is down here, it doesn't sound good for my application because I have high ceilings. And with high ceilings, there's a lot of echoing, and the dialogue is really hard to make out in certain instances. Now, this BYL here, it's a budget sound bar that I bought a few years back. And it came in about $80. And one of the cool things is that, it was really affordable. And it looks good. At the time, I didn't see any other sound bars that kind of look like that. So I was like, oh, cool. But for my application with high ceilings, it just doesn't sound good, and I had a hard time making out a lot of words, a lot of dialogue in movies and TV shows. So what I'm going to do is do a quick comparison with his Bose Solo 2, which I think is great. I don't know what a lot of people are complaining about when they say that there's no bass. There's a good amount of bass. I don't know what they're expecting. If they're expecting, like a movie theater bass, they need to get a subwoofer like that in order to get that. You're not gonna get, like a subwoofer type bass out of, tiny little 2-3 inch speakers. It's just not gonna happen. I mean, Bose is the best at producing deep, rich bass with a small form factor. I mean, I like Bose. I just, I guess they're haters and they don't like Bose or something. But Bose is great. And with this one here, I can make out the dialogue. It's clear. I'm not struggling to hear what they're saying exactly, and the echoing. Even though I have high ceilings, the echoing is almost eliminated. I can still hear a little bit of echoing, but for the most part, I'm hearing the dialogue way more clear, and there's way less echoing. So right now, you're listening to the Bose standard volume. I'm not going to crank it up because you can hear subtle differences, but you're not going to really be able to hear the real true sound listening to this video. Even if you have headphones on, it may help a little bit, but you really can't. So a good narration is really necessary to try and describe to you the sound differences. Right now, the bass. The Bose Solo 2 is at default settings. The bass, it's got that nice, deep, rich, thumpy bass, just like thump, 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 good thump. Now, Bose is known for a deep, rich, booming type of bass. But this is a soundbar. It's not a dedicated home theater system. But the bass is good. And I've got it on default settings. We can crank up the bass a little higher if we want. And for some reason, this commercial has no sound. And now it's got sound. So the voices are much clearer. It's not too much, hissing on the S's. It's just clear. It's not irritating. It's not like super high, like what this speaker down here does. You can kind of hear the rock. So the volume levels, the sound is good, and I'm really happy with it. So I'm going to play the BYL right now. That's one of the irritating things about this BYL. When I power it on, it's got this loud toot toot toot. Okay, so here we are. Now here's the sound from this. And I've got it on the best settings that I can.
Subaru wants to help by giving these critical items to more than
Wow. Okay. All right. This is something that I just now discovered. Okay, let's take a listen.
Right now on ABC News Live, breaking news. Search crews locating a missing military chopper near San Diego and an
It's got a
earthquake
little bit too
causing
much, just a
fire.
tiny bit too much
Police
hissing.
report where that rescue mission stands this hour.
I'm gonna turn the
Plus, the
volume up just a
Secretary
little
of
bit so
State
it's equal to the
visiting with the
Bose.
Secretary of Homeland Security in a partisan vote. What comes next after a night of congressional chaos? And the Supreme Court set to hear arguments on whether Donald Trump should be excluded from the 2024 ballots because of the differences
Okay,
in
this is what I'm
views.
laughing at.
We'll tell you what to expect
I had
as we
this
dig together
up
for you.
here,
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm
and
Amy.
the
Let's
sound
start
was
with that
like,
breaking news.
ugh.
The U.S.
So when
military
I got the Bose and I
personnel
put the Bose up here,
locating that
it
military
sounds
chopper
better
that went missing just outside San
having
Diego. Search and
the
rescue
Bose up
operations
here.
still
Or
underway with 5 members
here's
of
what
a
I'm
force
laughing
fighting
at.
craft. And
This
witnesses
this
say
soundbar
the
here that I
earthquake that showed
replaced,
up in San Diego is expected
it
last
sounds
night
better down here.
from Creech Air
That's what
Force
I'm
Base
laughing
in
at.
Nevada. The aircraft was ultimately located in a mountainous town of
But the Bose,
Pine Bluff.
the Bose sounds it sounds better. But this one down here for budget soundbar, it's not bad.
And is watching closely. I'm Lisa Dunn, striking off from Los Angeles,
But
along with
that's funny.
Soundbar reporter Rudy
I moved
Gibbs.
it down here for a comparison video, and it actually sounds better than it did when it was up there. But you're talking about $80. I don't think you can get it in this brand. It's a white label. Like BYL was pretty. It was kind of known, but it just kind of disappeared. You can still buy this sound bar if you look for it. It'll look the same, except it's not in gray. It's in black, and I think it's under Midong or something like that. I don't know, but it's essentially the same thing. And I just like the look of this, and that's why I bought it. And it sounded pretty decent. But once I got it in my house with high ceilings, it didn't sound good. But the Bose instantly sounds good. It sounds really good. Oh wow, I'm getting a text message from Nikki Haley. That's funny. But anyways, the Bose Solo 2 Solo Cam. It's a spam text message, right? It's not the real Nikki Haley. But this right here, the Bose Solo 2. I gotta say it's a good sound bar. I don't know what people are talking about. It sounds good, and I've got the bass. It's not even cranked up all the way, so it's good. It's easy to hook up. You got Bluetooth capabilities. It's Bose. It sounds good. People who don't like Bose, I don't know what their problem is, but the sound bar sounds good. And this one inadvertently, I placed it down here, and it actually sounds better than it did before. But this one sounds good. I can make out the dialogue really clear. I don't know if it's like a conspiracy with the entertainment industry where you're watching movies or TV shows, and you're like, what are you saying? What? You gotta, a lot of. Maybe it's a conspiracy for them to get you to, buy sound bars or whatever. I don't know. But this Bose Solo 2, man, it's pretty good. It's pretty good.